So I was looking at this Node.js API challenge, which is basically asking to create a car rental, bike rental API using two data sources. One is another REST API, and another one is a CSV file, which I got information from here. If you click this link, it's straightforward REST API. If you just beautify the JSON, it looks like a station information is there, station ID, name, lat long, location, and all those things. And another one, if I unzip this file, then we'll get this large CSV file, which has almost 100,000 records, which is basically giving information regarding where the trip started, where the trip ended, like when the trip started. So this time the trip was started, okay, and this time the trip was ended, from where the trip started. Like let's say the trip started from Dallas and ended on Chicago, and who are the people? I mean, what was the gender of the people who got a trip, male, female, or whatever, and then their age, okay, their date of birth. I mean, date of the year is given, so we can compute the age. So those are the information given. It's basically the trip information, okay, for bike rental, and the other one is station information like Dallas or Chicago or whatever. Okay, so it asked me, I mean, this is asking three basic questions, three basic endpoints. So first one is, given the station ID, return the station information, which is pretty straightforward. From this file you have the station ID and you can have the station information back from there. The other two are asking information from the trip data source, means this regarding trip data source. So what was the question? Given one or more station, return the number of riders in the following age groups who ended their trip at that station for a given day. So what does that mean is, let's say on 1st January, so many people ended their trip at Dallas. So they're asking that the people who ended their trip in Dallas, what, I mean, we know their age group from their date of year, date of birth year. So 25, 29, let's say those are the people with different ages. They ended up their trip on Dallas. So what they're asking is 1st January in Dallas, between 1 to 20, how many people are there? So it's very easy to say 16 and 19, two people. And between 20 to 31, how many people are there? 25, 29, two people. So that's what basically the first question is asking. And second question, third question is asking, from those trips, return the last 20 trips, means most recent 20 trips which ended in a particular station, like in Dallas. Okay, so straightforward. And also, that's also this information is saying that I need to tokenize. Um, I require every API request to include a API token. Means I need to protect the authorization of the user. Not anyone should use my API. I mean, if somebody has a valid token, then only I will give them authorization to access the REST resource, API resource. So first I will create an endpoint which they will call, and they will get a token, and then that token has to be passed to my application, and I will verify if the token is correct and valid. Then only I return the resource. So without any further delay, let's jump into the code. All I did over here, I created a folder which is bike rental API, and in that folder I pulled down this CSV file. Then now I want to create this folder as a node package, so that because it's a node package, Express API I'll be going to create. So npm init minus y, this will make this folder as a node package. Now once this is done, Then I will start my server.js file where I want to pull down some of other module. So I created a small paint, MS Paint thing over here, some diagrams. So I'm just over here, I'm saying that in CSV, while trying to load the CSV in one go, if we try to load the CSV, since it's a very large file and it has more than 100,000 records, it will crash the program. It won't be able to load the file in memory. So what I need to do is I need to create stream in order to, load this file. What does that mean is from here I will create a pipeline which will pull, you know data from this CSV file chunk, piece by piece, and that goes to a buffer which will, grab those pieces until and unless the buffer is full. Then once the buffer is full, it will transfer the chunk to my program. So chunk by chunk I will load, this big mammoth CSV file, and I will, like those chunks I will keep saving. So at the end of, load of this CSV, my entire CSV information will be stored in memory. Okay, so that's the goal. So first, I know some CSV parser uh, module. I would like to pull down those modules. Before that, I want to install it. So let's say npm install CSV parser. Okay, and I want to save it, my package. So let's pull this down. CSV equal to require CSV parser. And then before having this parser, we want to have the file system as well from node module, which is fs equal to require uh, fs. So why do I need that? Simple, because I already showed in the diagram that I need a readable stream. This thing, I am creating this readable stream which will have a pipe over here and pipeline over here and get this file as a readable stream. Okay, this thing I need. So this I can create very easily from this file system module. I just need to create a readable stream, which is nothing but my this file, rename. Okay, so this will be okay. So this is my read stream. Okay, let me name it. Okay, so from this stream I need to do something, which is nothing but, I need to I need to recognize the CSV information over here. So read stream has been created, and from my program to read stream, I will need to create some small pipes, which will you recognize this information that this is coming from a CSV file. Okay, and then it will give me each row to my program. Okay, so how do I do that? So read stream dot pipe, you can pass your CSV over here. So by default it will, just to recognize comma separated file. If we want different delimiter, you can pass it over here as well. And then once this recognition is done from the stream, from the buffered stream, it got the information, it understood that it's looking for a CSV file, and it understood the CSV format. Then this thing, inherits event emitter, so that on arriving each row, it can tell me that, hey, a row arrived. Okay, uh, what you want to do that with that row, so that I can do something with the row. Okay, so each row when it arrives, I have a callback function where I can, for now, I'll just, console log, the row by row. Whenever it arrives, the program send me a notification that, hey, a row has been arrived. Okay. Also, we have another notification which will notify me after everything is done. The full CSV is loaded. Entire data will be there at that time. Sorry, it's a callback. So entire data will be there at that time. And if I want to do after that, so I can do it over here as well. Okay, so this is my simple thing. Let me run my program and see. Let's see. Okay, okay. It's we can see that row by row it's arriving and it's printing in my console. So console is a writable stream and it's coming from a readable stream and I'm writing each row to my writer. Okay. So but I saw some interesting fact on those question, which is they are passing only one or more station ID, and that is also trip end station ID. Who ended their trip, both of them, one or more station ID, and who ended. Okay, that ended. So which means we are looking for this column. Ended means this column. Okay, so why don't I index this column and fill up each of my row? What I mean to say is, let's say if I create over here a dictionary, I want to modify this. And then in this dictionary, if I uh, if I index that data, I mean if I index this column, like this column and the rows. This column means end station ID. This column and the corresponding rows. Like let's say we have so let's say we have like $1 record 1. Okay, $1 also has record 2, and so on and so forth. So what I want to do is I want to $1 has, let's say, record 3. So what I am trying to do over here is I'm creating a dictionary and I'm indexing this record and I'm saying that, hey, record 1, record 2, record 3. So that's how I want to, because at the end of the day they are passing me this ID, so I will get it within no time, the information within no time. After that, whatever I have to loop through or do those things within that particular station end station ID, I can do that. Okay, so what I have to do over here, pretty basic things. So let me grab this column name, which is this. So for your information, I will distribute, this is my scratchpad where I am just trying to build the basic solution. I'll distribute all this code in different files and folder and in modules. Okay, so that it will be more readable and it will be more maintainable. But before that, let's start with basic things. So this column we are working with, and we have a cache where we want to store this as index. If we have this index before, it's okay. If we don't have, like first time I'm arriving over here, then just empty array, and then I would just concat, okay, whatever row is arriving. So that that will make my life like this. One row, first one will be empty, second one row 1 will be added, second row 2 will be added in one index. Okay, in Dallas, row 1 will be added, row 2, row 3 will be added. That's how it will work. So let's say at the end of all these things I print this. So what happens? let's say 56. I know